What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Story Time with my audience. That's right, and today we have two crazy stories. One person is from Youngstown, Ohio, and the other is from Kansas City, but he lives in Tennessee now. And I'll tell you what, these stories are wild, so I hope you enjoy. But before we get into the stories, I just want to give you an update on the guy that told his story from Jersey. All right, remember he was facing 8 years. He went to court on Friday. Well, he just started his 8-year sentence. He was sentenced to 8 years. He's 24. He'll get out probably around 30 or 31. Man, let this just show you that the stuff that you think is not that serious is very serious in the court's eyes. This man is being snatched away from his prime years. You know what I mean? It's sad, but that is the update. And a matter of fact, about a couple hours later after that little interview that I did with him, he got in the shower and his house arrest device said that he was tampering with it, just like he said it happened before. So his last day out on the streets was snatched away from him because the device, messed up when he got in the shower. So he didn't even get to enjoy his last day out on the streets. But yes, these stories are interesting, they're funny, and but for the most part, you need to get something from it, okay? Listen to these people's stories and realize this is real life. This is real stuff that happens, and people's lives are dramatically changed behind one, maybe two bad choices. You know what I mean? Just remember that. Your whole life can be changed within one choice, 1 second. You know what I mean? But anyways, I hope you enjoy these videos, and please bear with me if the audio is still a little low. I'm still trying to work out all the tweaks when it comes to recording these, FaceTime videos. And like I said, if you have a wild and crazy story that you would like to tell, please contact me on my Instagram. The link is in the description of all my videos. And I've got plenty of content already pre-recorded. Okay, I've been getting messages left and right from people saying they want to tell their story, and I've recorded quite a bit. It's just like piling up. So be ready for some of the craziest and wild stories you've ever heard. Anyways, I hope you enjoy, and do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you did.
What's up?
All right, man. So tell you don't mind me putting you on YouTube, do you?
Nah, man, wear it out.
All right. So go ahead and let the people know what your name is, where you're from.
My name's Jamie, originally from right outside of Kansas City. Currently live in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville. Love
Right.
Tennessee, man. I love Tennessee.
No, I
And you're
love it
from
too, man.
Kansas City, huh?
Just outside. It's a little town out in the backwoods.
Okay.
On the
Well,
sticks.
you said you got quite a bit of stories, huh?
Yeah, I got a few. All right. I guess the first story. It's weird how they all kind of laid together, but the first one's wild. I know you had a video about being locked up with a dude that had slept in the wrong house, and you gave him a lot of crap. And uh,
Which one? You
I did,
talking about the
he went in and took a shower in the wrong
Oh
house.
yeah, man. That guy, and he was on the news about it. I don't know if the people have seen that episode that I made yet, but I told a story about how I was locked up with someone, and he slept all day, and then we found out that the guy who came on the news on the television, he was in there for going and sleeping on someone's house that wasn't his and taking a shower and stuff. So yeah, man. If y'all haven't watched that episode, go check it out. But yeah, come on,
Yeah,
man. I can only imagine what you're about to say.
I didn't get a shower in, but I should have probably. Well, the night had started with a group of friends. I ran with a kind of a rough group growing up, and we was in high school, so we would get the whole clique together, and we would roll like 8 deep into like college parties. And
Sounds like
when
my
you got,
life.
you know what I mean, when you got 8 people with you, you could just roll into a party. We go straight to
Take
the
over.
refrigerator,
Take over,
beers,
man.
everything. What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Like, so we roll into a college party. We start cleaning out the refrigerator, loading up pockets, drinking, and then We was like, all right, let's go. One of our friends is having a party. We got out and we got in my car. I'm already pretty lit up about this point, and these two guys come out, and they get in front of my car and they started talking some mess. I don't remember what they were saying, but a dude leaned over into my window and he knocked my glass out of my mirror.
Is this
And
from
so,
the guys from the house where y'all took all the beer and stuff?
yeah,
Okay.
there's two guys was leaving as we was leaving, and another car full of my friends stopped behind me because they seen what was going on, and I kicked the door open and pushed dude back. And by the time I did that, my homeboy had jumped out of the passenger seat and ran up and uppercutted this dude in the face so hard, and knocked him out right in front of his friend. And his friend was like, "Oh, he was just joking, everything was." And then, as soon as I got back in the car, I logged off. Bam, blacked out.
Yeah.
So, I wake up. That's the last
Blacked
hour.
out right there in the car.
Just, well, that's where my memory shut off.
Okay,
I
okay.
didn't
What
shut
were you
off.
just drinking?
Yeah. Well, it'll unfold. Like, you'll see why the memory cuts off right there.
All right, all right.
So I open my eyes. I'm on a couch, and I look around, and I immediately recognize this as a house I used to live in 4 years prior. And I was like, this is some kind of weird dream or something. I got a killer headache. I'm hungover. I was like, this is weird. And so I just went back to sleep. I was like, it's got to be a dream. I'm going to wake up. And I go back to sleep. And I don't know how long I sleep, but I wake up again. And I'm laying on the couch staring at the ceiling. And there's a man leaned over the couch looking at me. And I don't know this dude. He's a big dude, though. Young, probably. He was probably mid-20s, late 20s. Like I said, I was like 18 at this time. And I wake up, and there he is, just towering over me. And I was like, I'm still at this house. Like, I know this house, you know what I mean? I spent probably 4 or 5 years in this house. And so I spring up, and he's like, what's up, dude? And I was like, I don't know, man. What's up? How'd I get here? And he was like, well, I was kind of hoping you could explain that. And I was like, and I'm in my boxers.
Oh my God! So you took off your clothes and everything. You got comfy.
I got blankets, pillows. No, like, I'm comfy. I really am. Like, I slept good.
Oh
and
my God, man.
So first thing, I start getting dressed because if there's gonna be a problem, I don't want it to be in my boxers.
Yeah.
In a strange house. So I put my pants on first thing. I throw my shirt on. I realize I got blood on the front of my shirt. It don't take me long to realize, like, I got a couple chipped teeth too.
Damn.
And I'm like, this is wild. You know what I mean? I went from leaving a party to this is it right here. Like, and so I was like, I don't know, man. He was like, I thought you came in with my roommate last night because he went down to Bar Street. And he's like, you came in about 3 o'clock in the morning. You pulled up, walked straight in the house, went straight back to his bedroom, grabbed his pillows and blankets, went in,
God.
made a little bed on the couch. He's like, you went in
some,
there, got
Hangover movie type stuff, man.
no. It's so bizarre. It's like it almost didn't even happen.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you went into the kitchen, went through the refrigerator, got something, came in here, threw up on the middle of the living room floor, and passed out. And I was like,
saw all this happen?
yeah, he thought that I was coming home with his roommate. Yeah, like he was bringing people back to the house or something because they do a lot of partying and stuff.
Okay.
They were still pretty young.
But you don't know his buddy?
No idea. I'd never seen either one of them before. My mom had sold the house, like I said, like 4 years prior. And they had came out and like looked at the house and did all that, but I was never there for that. My mom just told me it was some younger guy that was buying the house. And so immediately I was like, dude, because I don't want no problems with this guy. He's a big dude. Like, he has every right to, do whatever. Shoot me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Call the police. And I was like, look, dude, my mom sold you this house. I used to live here. I was like, I don't know exactly how I got here, I was like, I just remember getting in my car and I was like, I don't know where this blood came from, but something happened last night. And I don't know what it is. And he was like,
Oh
well,
my God.
he was like, well, you puked over there, you know, and I think you puked in the kitchen too. So I was like, I'll take care of all that. Just let me get myself together. So I do that. I start cleaning up. I notice I'm missing my wallet and my cell phone too. So I can't even call the people I was with to be like, what happened? And I clean it all up and stuff. And he seems to be okay. Like, you know, he's not going to call the police or anything like that. I think he's kind of just as confused as I am because his roommate never came home. Thank goodness. Because I robbed his blankets and his pillows. He would probably had a problem.
That's unbelievable, man.
So it's so crazy. And the thing is, the room that I took the blankets and pillows out of wasn't even the room I had when I lived there. I lived in the basement. That was my mom's room. So I don't even know why I went to that room. So I ended up borrowing his phone because I was like, this is too much. Like
Hold on, man.
I
Hold
black.
on.
Yeah, I know, right?
So you are in this dude's house. Don't know him. He finds you sleeping on his couch, and now you're asking to use his phone.
Honestly, I think he's just as curious as me
I think
at this
so too,
point.
man. He's probably a party dude, like you said, and
Yeah.
he's probably done told this story a million times to his friends.
Oh my goodness, I bet. But I borrowed his phone and I called my homeboy I was with, the guy that was riding shotgun that knocked the other dude out, because he's the last person I remember being with. And I called him, and it was a weird number, so he was like, "Hello." I was like, "Justin." I was like, "It's James. What happened last night?" He's like, "Dang, I thought you was dead." And I was like, "Well, you know, that was a real possibility not too long ago." So I was like, "Yo, dude, what happened?" The last thing I remember is you uppercutting homeboy, and I logged off. And he was like, "Dude," he was like, "Nah, man, we partied for a couple hours after that." And I was like, "Well, what happened?" He was like, "Yeah, we went over to shut up. We went over to the other party." He was like, "We was drinking, you know, you was doing shots. It was all good. Everybody was drunk." And then I guess I was talking to somebody on a front porch. You know, we was in the rougher area, and I had said something about crack. I don't know what. It was probably like making fun of somebody, like, "Ah, you smoking crack or something."
Yeah.
The the guy that owned the house was like, you know, "Don't be talking about crack on my porch." And remember, this is Justin telling me. I don't remember none of this.
Yeah.
But the way he described it is like, yeah, that makes sense. And the dude was like, "Don't be talking about crack on my porch." And I was like, "I'll talk about crack anywhere."
Yeah.
Like, just being drunk and messing with him, because me and this dude go a long way back.
Uh-huh.
And he gave me a 2-piece and a biscuit right there. Just bam, left, right. Uh, Laid me out in the front yard.
That's how you
They
got
said,
the chipped teeth?
"Dude, I was snoring." They was like, "You was snoring hard." Like, just like I was comfy on that couch. And it turned out there was a paramedic at the party.
A
Uh,
paramedic at the party.
you know, thank goodness. And he leaned me up and stuff and woke me up. And I guess after that, like, everything changed. My whole demeanor, you know, alcohol and head injuries.
Yeah.
So at that point, my boys was like, "Yo, let's go over to, you know, Alan's house. It's just a couple blocks away." For some reason, I'm still driving at this point.
Jesus.
So I know, and we drive over there, and they said I didn't say a word. After getting woke up, they was like, "Let's go over here." I just walked to my car, got in, we drove over there. We go in, sit down. He said I just sat on the couch all grumpy pants with my arms crossed. I got blood on my shirt and stuff. They said you just stood up and walked outside. They thought I was going to smoke a cigarette. And then they heard my car peel out. I took off. And the craziest part about this is on my drive to my old house, I literally drive right past the house I live in.
Oh my God, man.
It's like 5 miles away on the same road. Like, drive by, look over, there's my house. I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to my old crib.
That's wild, man.
Walked in, did all that. So I give dude's phone back, right? I'm like, yo, this is what happened. I give him a quick rundown. I was like, look, I got in a fight last night. I think I must have had some sort of head injury or something, like some short-term memory loss or something. Like, uh, yeah, I'm not supposed to be here. I don't know your roommate. Like, you know, something happened last night. You know, a little alcohol, a little fighting. I ended up here. I apologize. You know, I cleaned everything up. And I go out and I get in my car and I just sit there for a second, like, you know, it's a low point. You know,
Yeah,
like,
man.
what am I doing? You know, I'm 18 years old. I was like, holy shit, like my mother, because I still live with my mom at this point. I was like, she is going to lose it when
Yeah.
I tell her this. And so, you know, I drive home. I tell my mom. She was a little freaked out, but she thought it was kind of funny. And but this didn't change the way anything unfolded. Really, I still went out and drank and partied.
Yeah.
About a week later, I was down on Bar Street. I know a lot of people down there, and a lot of my friends work there, so I can get in and drink and stuff. And after the bar closes, I'm driving home. I'm by myself. I'm leaving Bar Street. It's packed. There's people everywhere. And I look over and I see Homeboy, the dude that woke me up at his house,
Uh-huh.
walking down the road. It's him and some other dude. And I pull up and I roll the window down. I was like, hey, dude, what's up? And he kind of leans down and he sees me and he goes, his face just lights up. He goes, dude, it's the guy. He's with his roommate now.
Oh my
He's like, it's
God.
the dude that jacked your pillows and blankets. And I was like, y'all walking, you need a ride? And they're like, hell yeah, man. So they jump in.
That's
And
crazy, man.
his roommate is pumped. He's like, oh my God, that is the best story. He's like, I've been telling everybody.
Oh man, that's what's
They're-
up, man.
They're good sports about it, whatever. We laugh and stuff. And they parked like 5 miles away. I don't know what they was doing walking. So I drove them to their car, and he's like, listen, man, anytime you want to come out and drink, whatever, just, you know, you're welcome. I was like, well, you know, thank you for being cool, because, I mean, this is 10 miles out in the country, you know. People don't lock their doors out there. And I'm sure, you know, people out there willing to shoot somebody that just comes walking
Yeah,
into their house.
yeah.
So I'm very lucky that that didn't happen, or that, you know, he didn't call the police. Like you said, I know where that ends up.
Yeah.
You know,
See, people don't think that this stuff is possible, but, you know, alcohol, man, it affects people different ways. You know, I've had people say they black out and they've done crazy stuff, don't remember. But see, like, I've drank a lot before, and I've never blacked out, so I can never understand how someone blacks out. But I mean, it happens, man. It happens.
by that time in my life, I'd probably had 5 or 6 blackouts already.
Damn.
And there's probably a few more after that, but yeah, I ended up, you know, turning it around about 19 or 20 years old is when I finally was like, yo, you know, after getting a few DUIs, stuff like that, it was like, yo, this is a problem. Like,
Yeah.
this is going to affect the long run of my life. Like, you get one at bat, you're going to ruin it straight out of the gate
Yeah,
before
man.
you vote.
Well, at least you recognized it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I did. And I mean, I still keep in contact with all my old friends. They're all doing good too, minus a few of them.
Yeah.
But, you know, my brother's done majority of his adult life in prison, and, you know, we was road dogs, best friends. So it's amazing how, like, just a small change will, you know, shoot you one direction or another. So
It does, man. One wrong choice or one right choice. You know what I mean?
that's it.
He's still in prison?
He actually just got out, I think, a month and a half, 2 months ago.
How was that, man? Y'all still close?
He's in Kansas City still. I was down there for Christmas. I tried to hit him up, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm usually there just to pick up my daughter or leave, so I don't get to see family as much as I'd like to, but I haven't seen him since he's been out.
Well,
We
man, one of my brothers passed away. I don't know if you've seen that video, and I talk about
oh
it a
yeah,
lot. But look, man, cherish your moments with your brother, man. Don't
right,
take it
right.
for granted. You said that y'all used to be road dogs.
It's sad because his mom and my dad were stepbrothers, so but we've been since we was little kids. But they're kind of sick of him going in and out of prison. They're like when I found out he was getting out, it was like 3 days before he was supposed to be getting out, and they
yeah,
just happened to slip up and say it, and I was like, Jason's getting out, y'all ain't say nothing.
yeah.
Why wouldn't you tell me that? And they literally didn't say anything. They just changed the subject and kept going. So he doesn't have a big support network, and I know getting out and going back to the same group of people is only going to lead to the same results. So
90% of the time, that's exactly what happens, man.
I tell him, I'm like, dude, you gotta change your environment to change your, you know.
Yeah,
But
man.
he's hard headed, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I hope y'all get up together, man, and maybe, talk some sense into him. Show him this video and tell him I said, man, he better stay the freak out. Stay the freak out, man. That's a waste of life, dog. You know what I mean? Uh,
I don't even
so,
think I've got to tell him this.
yeah, man. Got to, man.
He
And
was
if
locked
not,
up.
show him, let him know I told him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But anyways, man, hey, that was a hell. I think that might have been the craziest story I've heard in all the stories I've recorded so far.
It's like I said, it was wild, and it just thank goodness that dude was cool. Like if he still lives there, I need to go see him.
Damn right, dude. Take him a late Christmas present or something. You know what I mean? Take him a
Right.
bottle of liquor.
Thank you card.
But yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. You got any shout outs or anything you like to say before we leave?
Uh, just shout out to all my boys in Oregon. Josh, Bobby, Joey, Brad, Brent, those guys. Uh, Once I left Missouri, I went out there, and those dudes really helped me. You know what I mean? Correct a lot of bad behavior. I had a few hiccups here and there, but for the most part, those guys helped out tremendously.
That's what's up,
And
man. And look, man, like I said, a lot of people, they could easily be ex-cons. You know what I mean? They could easily be ex-convicted criminals.
I should be, you know what I mean,
Exactly.
on
See, so,
several occasions.
and I like to say there's people that got caught and there's people that haven't got caught. I believe everyone has done something.
Oh
Majority
yeah,
of people in life have done something that would lead them to the penitentiary. They just ain't get caught.
right.
So if you look at stuff like that, you'll look at people coming out of prison from a different sense because they just had
Absolutely.
a little worse luck getting
Yeah,
caught.
I don't judge anybody. Just because you got a history don't mean nothing.
Exactly,
Uh,
man. Exactly.
just got more experience. That's all.
That's it, man. I mean, of course, some people have some heinous crimes, but I'm talking about
Right, right.
the littler things.
Stuff like that.
But yeah, man. Hey, once again, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. And stay tuned. I'm gonna be dropping this later on today.
Roger that. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, don't forget to hit the like button.
Come on.
You be easy, man.
All right, dude.
What's up, man? So, what's your name, man? What's your story?
James from Youngstown, Ohio.
From Youngstown, Ohio, man. I got a few people.
Ohio, man.
I got a few friends out there, man. I hear some crazy stories from out that area.
Man, it's messed up for a small town, but it's just, big town problems with the small town vibe, I guess you would call it,
Yeah, I heard there's a like a heroin problem out there, man.
Oh, man, I've had to bury so many friends recently. It's all fentanyl, all of it.
Really?
Yeah, you cannot even find heroin. Not that I'm looking for it, but I mean, that's all it is nowadays. People are dying left and right. I mean, it's sad.
Yeah, that's how my brother passed away, man. That dope was cut with fentanyl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man.
It's all right, man. But yeah, that shit's killing people. You know what I mean? But anyways, you got a story for me, man?
I got a story. I got one.
Let's hear it, man. And remember, at the end of the video, if you got any kind of social media or business or anything like that, if you want to shout it out, go right ahead.
All right, man. Yeah, this was back in 2012. I'm just got a nice little job. I mean, I was just working at a gas station, but still, it was better than nothing for the time. And what happened was there was this guy that used to come in all the time. I mean, you could tell by looking at him, he was a space cadet. You know what I mean? I mean, he was slurring his words, and I would talk to him every once in a while. And then one day he comes up to the counter, and he asks, he's like, "You party?" And I'm like, "Yeah, a little bit." So he emptied a whole thing of pills right on the cash register, right on the counter. And I'm like, all right. So I just grabbed him real fast, not knowing that they got cameras all over the place. Ended up getting called in by a detective for that. But, I mean, that's another story. And, yeah, man, so I just grab it, not thinking anything of it. And it was Adderall and Xanax, what he gave me.
Okay. I used to pop Adderall like Skittles, man.
Oh, man, them things. Woo! But, man, I took them, and, I'm flying through my shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And after a while, you kind of come down on it. You feel wired and tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you sleep, but you can't really focus on anything. And I had a friend. She was a girl next door, and nothing ever sexual with it. But she would call me up, and we'd go kick it, at her grandma's place in Poland, Ohio, which is across town. And we'd go hang out and stuff. And I went there after this shift, and I went out with her. We went to Poland, and man, she's one of them girls that just wants to talk about herself.
Yeah.
Not
she's venting and shit.
Oh yeah, I mean about boy. I mean you could be dying, and she'd rather talk about herself. One of them females. And yeah, what happened was, I regretted it instantly. I started feeling like, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. And I looked in her medicine cabinet, or like a drawer or something. I found a thing of VL, a fifth of it.
Okay.
So I'm drinking a little bit. I'm getting loose. You know what I mean? I'm got the jitters away. And she got interesting. Put it that way. She got more interesting.
Because you're drinking.
Because I'm drinking, and I'm listening to her little BS she's talking about.
Everything
all that
gets interesting when you start drinking.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm getting too drunk at this point, but I'm still functional because I got that Adderall kind of floating me up. You know what I mean? Keeping me balanced a little bit.
Yeah, man. Hey, I used to drink like a fish when I was on Adderall, man. It wouldn't even affect me. You know what I mean?
Man, I finished off the whole fifth. And I decided to take them Xanax because, you ain't thinking right. And the next thing I know, I'm in the bed with her, all right? I'm in the bed with her, and we're watching a scary movie. And she's kind of like scooting up on me, putting her knee in, where, you know what I mean?
Getting a little spoon in
Yeah, definitely. And it starts getting a little weird because I never looked at her like that. You know what I mean? She was just, one of my homegirls from around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nothing platonic. But then, man, I completely black out, or somewhat. I mean, I remember bits and pieces. I remember her trying to drive me home because I guess I was, climbing up the walls and all that. And she brought me back to my house. And the next thing I remember was I'm climbing up on her car. I'm flipping over the fence. And she has a stepdad who's a ex-Marine. And I mean, this dude will kill you on no hesitation. Our neighborhood is a little rough. So, I mean, anything that happens, he has cameras outside. I mean, you name what gun he got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's like, don't wake him up. You know what I mean? It won't be bad. It will be bad for you. So I'm like, whatever. I go walk up the street, and I mean, the street I live on is like a glorified alley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's real tiny. And I'm walking up, and I remember I'm like a gray out. You know what a gray out is? Like bits and pieces, but not everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there's this couple arguing up the street. And as they're arguing,
and
for some reason,
this is just by you walking down the street?
Just by walking up the street, man, I hear people arguing. It's a couple fighting.
Okay.
And the couple fighting, I mean, they're yelling. So, I mean, what is my drunk behind decide to do? Get involved, you know? And the next thing I know, people are screaming, fighting, and I'd say, pull the gun, pull the gun.
Oh, someone
So
had a
dude, listen.
gun.
Yeah, dude listens. He goes in the house. I mean, I'm drunk. I don't remember anything at this point. I just remember just the intense parts, you know?
Yeah.
And he pulls out, I don't know, some type of handgun,
The guy that
shoots
was
it at me.
arguing with the girl, the couple?
Yeah,
Okay.
shoots it at me, misses me, shoots the girl in the stomach. She gets hit. And then for some reason, I decide to swing at him. And when I swung at him, I fell. And I remember looking up at him. And he had the gun in his hand. And he was just, staring at me. Like with this confused look in his face, you know? And
That's crazy,
I
man.
thought that was it for me. You know what I mean? I thought I was done, you know? And then I get up. He walks in the house. He decides to blame it on me. He tells the police, I did it. I'm the one that shot. And so next thing I remember, there's 10 police cruisers, you know what I mean? The news is there. And they pick me up. They throw me in the back of the cruiser. I'm kicking the windows. I'm doing all kind of crazy stuff, you know what I mean? And what happens, they bring me down to headquarters. I don't even remember going there. They do that GSR test, you know what I mean? The gunshot residue. Yeah. I come back clean.
For those of the people that don't know, gunshot residue test is like if you shoot the gun, they can usually test your hand to see if you literally shot it from all the gunpowder that's on your hand. But yeah, go ahead.
And that's exactly what they did, you know. And I end up in my bed in the morning. My mom and one of my friends comes by. My mom starts screaming, like, what did you do last night?
Well, you got a bond?
They just brought me home. They didn't charge me with anything.
Dang,
They did
why didn't they charge you?
Because I didn't
you
shoot.
passed that gunshot residue test.
GSR test, yeah.
Okay.
And the crazy thing about it was the guy that did the shooting, he didn't get no time whatsoever for it. Because his girlfriend or wife never, they had the weapon and everything. I don't understand how it happened. Because I looked up his name for months, even years after, and he was never in the Ohio offender page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His name never came up. Come to find out, he got caught just a few months ago with another firearm. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it works up here. I mean, it's corrupt.
It was probably his wife not working with the
That's what
district attorney or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But I don't see, they had the gun, so I don't see what more they needed. You know what I mean?
They really did. If that something like that happened in Virginia, someone's gonna pay for it. You know what I mean?
You get,
and
that's a state.
It would have been the girl wouldn't even had to testify. You know, they would have found that guy guilty simply off of evidence. You know,
and that's what I hear about Virginia stuff. You get like 5 years out for here, you get like 20 years out there.
Yeah, man, it's wild, and over here in the court system, they could have no evidence at all. It's all up to judges' discretion. You know, the wife sometimes in like simple, disputes, like simple misdemeanor disputes with the wife or something, she has to cooperate. But if it's like something like getting shot in the stomach, she don't have to testify at all. All they have to do is tell the judge what they think happened, you know?
And that's how it is for domestic laws out here.
Yeah.
Like, the wife don't need to press any charges, you know what I mean? The state will pick them up.
Yeah.
And that's usually what happens here. But for that, nothing ever came of it. Nothing. I mean, I looked it up so much because, I mean, I live on the same street as the dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to walk up the street, him see me and be like, round two. You know what I mean?
He still lives there?
From what I know, he still lives there.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. But I mean, the funny part was they had it's not funny, but they had a video of it.
Uh-huh.
I looked crazy. I remember I had this new green Adidas hoodie. And man, I must have rolled in like mud or something, man. It was out here, man, it snows year round almost, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I messed that up. I remember looking at the news clip. I mean, my hair is sticking straight up. My mouth is wide open. I mean, I look like possessed or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy, man. I bet I wonder if your family thought you shot someone.
Yeah, they did. I remember my dad telling me, "Don't say nothing to the police. Don't say nothing. Don't talk." And I'm like, another thing was I thought if she had died, I don't know if I'm wrong on this. If she did die, that they would hold me accountable for the murder too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you kind of were a part of the situation.
Yeah, so I was worried about that for a while, but I mean, she pulled through, God willing, and yeah, man, that's about it.
That's what's up, man. Well, that's a crazy story. I guess you can learn a little something from this. Don't mix Adderall, what is it, liquor and Xanax.
Xanax, Adderall, liquor. I mean, you name it, man.
I think most of my audience members already know. Liquor and Xanax do not mix.
And that's what I stress most. I mean, I don't care what's going on in your life. Drugs are never the answer. Never.
I know that's right. I saw some of your pictures on Instagram, man. You're pretty freaking jacked, dude.
Yeah, man, I'm a little big, man. That's what I did, getting clean and stuff. That became like my passion. You know?
That's what's up, man. Hey, salute to you for doing all that and keeping your nose clean, man, and keep it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. Love your show, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on today, and stay tuned. You'll see yourself in YouTube realm here shortly.
Man, sorry if I sounded nervous, man.
Nah, man, you're good. A lot of people actually are nervous, but they tend to open up after about 5 minutes of talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A big shout out to old Youngstown, Ohio, man, and anyone that watches my content out there. And I appreciate you once again, man.
Much love, bro.
You be easy, man.
All right, man.